As the OCC men's baseball team gears up for the rest of their season, we take some time to remember a player who was more than just a teammate.
Now, from the EMC studio at Onondaga Community College, this is an ONTV update.
Good afternoon and welcome to ONTV Update. Today is Friday, April 8th. I'm Nate Scalisi.
And I'm Michelle Hunter. The OCC men's baseball team has been grieving since the tragic death of their teammate Alex Hendry in mid-February.
ONTV Update's Jade Lewis met with the team to see how they were dealing with the unexpected loss.
This past February, the Onondaga men's baseball team tragically lost one of their own.
We just lost a brother. We decided this season was for him because he couldn't even step out on the field with us this year. So this season's definitely for him.
In the wake of this unexpected loss, they have made it quite clear that their season will be dedicated to their fallen teammate, Alex Hendry. Eric believes that being involved in athletics has helped all of them during their time of grieving. Whether it was being at practices or playing in games, they were able to come together, not only as teammates, but as a family.
You lose a brother and we've got 40 other people right there by your side looking after you. They went through the same thing and they just know how to help you and pick you back up because we're family.
Throughout this time, the entire campus joined together in support of the men's team. This overwhelming sense of family did not go unnoticed.
I really appreciate all the community support, both within OCC and in the community at large. It's been really helpful for all of us, and we're looking forward to the April 16th game where we're going to honor Alex and his family here when we're playing Finger Lakes Community College.
The boys have found numerous ways to hold the memory of Alex close to them. One way was by embroidering his number, the number 36, into the sides of all of their game hats. Whether it be the hats or the custom-made sweatshirts the team now has, they are constantly reminded of who it is they're playing for.
We got Hendry on our side and we're about to just go put in some work this year.
A team that became a family in memory of their brother, Alex Hendry. At the Onondaga baseball field, I'm Jade Lewis, ONTV Update.
If you haven't made it to a game yet, you still have a chance. The men play this Sunday, April 10th at 1 p.m. for a doubleheader against Broome Community College.
With a number of complaints about unexpected house guests, resident life here at OCC has tightened restrictions on how visitors and other campus residents enter each dorm building. When students returned to their dorms after spring break, Residence Life teamed up with the campus safety department, installing new side door alarms that are motion censored. The alarm directly alerts campus safety if a student enters or exits the dorm through any door but the main entrance.
Internet gaming critic Jim Sterling is finding himself in court. He's being sued by Studio Digital Homicide after releasing a negative review of one of their games. The studio claims that Sterling's use of their content for reviews was violating the Fair Use Act, and that his negative review hurt the company. They're seeking approximately $10 million, which they claim will pay for the damages.
The presidential primaries continue with the release of the final results of the Wisconsin caucus. Senator Ted Cruz won 36 of the delegates on the Republican side, while Donald Trump only took 6. Trump still leads the Republican primaries with 743 total delegates, while Cruz has snuck a little closer with 517. In the Democratic caucus, Senator Bernie Sanders won 47, while Secretary of State Hillary Clinton was close behind with 36. Clinton is still winning the race with 1,748 total delegates. Meanwhile, Sanders stands with 1,061 delegates.
After the break, Jasmine Knighton has our weekend forecast.
We'll also find out what the OCC campus does in order to stay green. Stay with us.
I love OCC and I've really been impressed with all of my students here. I teach natural hazards and disasters. I try to bring in real world events to make what you learn in the classroom applicable to what you might read in the newspaper or see on the news or hear in the media. And then also trying to make it interesting because sometimes science can be a little boring to folks. So I try to make it exciting and so perhaps you don't even realize you're learning science.
The
and Felton Art Gallery at Onondaga Community College. Experience art at its most engaging. The gallery features multiple genres of art, including painting, photography, and sculpture.
The teachers here are excellent. I've had some really informative teachers. The lessons are pretty clear and the teachers are very social. It's a very social experience. I liked the facility a lot. I liked the studios, so I decided to come here. I've learned so much. I've learned an indefinite amount of material about architecture, and I only have more to learn. I would definitely say that this school is excellent for building a portfolio to move on in this major.
Are you eager for knowledge outside the classroom? Then visit Coulter Library. If we don't have the book you're looking for, we can get it on loan. We also have a wide selection of movies and music to enjoy on your study break. And our quiet study rooms allow you to work alone or with classmates in a private environment. We're extending hours during finals week until 11 p.m. so you can catch up on your work. Visit our website for more information. Take advantage of Coulter Library today. You'll never fail in your journey to succeed.
Are you a veteran looking to continue your education? Then check out the Veterans Affairs Office at Coulter Library. We offer a variety of services, such as work study, mentoring, assistance with financial aid, vocational rehabilitation, and much more. The staff of the Office of Veterans Affairs are all veterans who continue to serve the OCC community. Visit room C103 or visit sunyocc.edu for more information.
Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Nate Scalisi.
And I'm Michelle Hunter. We now have Jasmine Knighton here with the weather. Can we be expecting more snow this week?
You bet ya. Unfortunately, I think winter is trying to make up for the lost time. Today is going to be rainy with a high of 38 and a low of 24 degrees, and we are currently seeing snow. Hopefully, you still have your winter coats because Saturday is going to be cold with a high of 32 and low of 20 with snow coming in the afternoon. Sunday is going to be around the same without the snow, hovering around a high of 33 and a low of 26. April showers will be coming in on Monday and Tuesday with a high of 46 and 48 and a low of 42 and 32. Finally, Wednesday is going to be cloudy with a high of 44 and a low of 31. So be sure to get an umbrella before it's too late. World's biggest killers, and I did some research on the environmental hazards that has a toxic effect on people and other forms of life. Let's see what OCC does to decrease this epidemic.
We all know that spring is here, so while the weather is rising, more people are going out, and more trash is being left behind. I asked Jennifer Espinal what OCC can do to help lower pollution, and this is what she had to say.
I feel like OCC should educate people more about recycling, because a lot of people come from like different parts of like the country, and some places don't really focus on recycling, so they probably don't even know how to recycle properly. So I think maybe OCC should get like free lessons on recycling or something like that.
Some things that are easy to recycle right here in your own homes are glass, paper, and cardboard, aluminum cans, and even plastic. And be sure to check the label for cans and bottles, for they can be redeemed in exchange for cash.
Some things where you can recycle in are the 3-part tan bins in the hallways, the green bins located outside, and if you have dead batteries, there are even containers all around campus where they can be recycled.
We've started growing our own orchards, and we'll be soon putting in more trees, shrubs, and pollinator flowers. So if we could do campus composting, then we could use the product rather than send the product someplace else and actually use it as they say, a teachable moment, an educational device, so students could actually learn composting.
OCC is doing their part to make this world a better place. Now it's our turn.
If you or someone you know wants to be a part of Earth Month, there are a series of guest speakers every Wednesday during college hours for the whole month of April, all throughout campus. You can go on the OCC website to see where they will be held. Back to you, Nate.
Thanks, Jasmine. The Black Student Union, also known as the JAMA Club, will be giving OCC a night to remember with inspiring rap artist Future, as he will be joining us Thursday, April 21st. The concert will be held in the SRC Arena and Event Center, beginning at 8 p.m. Tickets are still being sold in the box office of Allen Hall at $25 for students and $65 for the general public. You can also purchase tickets online at etix.com.
Still to come on ONTV Update. Is there a healthy alternative to smoking cigarettes? Stick around to find out.
After the break, take a look at how the men's lacrosse team is holding up after taking an early loss this season. We'll be right back.
I actually was a graduate of the Mechanical Technology Associate's degree program here myself. Onondaga, without a doubt, puts the student first. We want our students to be successful. We want them to come back to us and say, yeah, what we learned in this program was great. What we're doing, we have a skill set now that I can make a good living with. www.sunyocc.edu for more information.
What I love most about OCC is the ease of access. It's so close to home, and it's just a beautiful campus, and the social community is so nice. I can really find myself inside of it. The business area that they just built is really nice as well. I think that's going to be good for helping out business students with their goals and tasks and things. I would recommend OCC to somebody. I think it's a really nice place to get an education. I think it's a really nice school to be able to settle down in and build a future at.
I would definitely say OCC has prepared me for moving on my career path. My major is fire protection technologies. I chose that due to the fact of my career path is I want to go become a career firefighter later on in life. My dad actually found this program out here from one of his buddies that's a state fire instructor out in this area. Said this is one of the best programs out here. It's real nice knowing that I have other people out there who share the same interests as me.
The Career and Applied Learning Center helps students explore what they might be interested in as a career, get experience in areas related to that, and then helps them prepare for whatever the next step is, whether it's transferring or a job. So we help students explore career options through career exploration. We have someone here in our office who actually works with students. I love my job. I love that every day is different.
So it's hat and gloves weather today? Wasn't it 75 and sunny yesterday? Fall needs to make up its mind. It's not all bad though. The leaves turn a beautiful red and in come my favorite flavors. That's why I always save time in my morning for Starbucks. I can grab a pumpkin spice latte and it can be served hot or cold to suit whatever type of autumn day I'm having.
OCC proudly serves Starbucks. Come visit us outside the Gordon Cafeteria.
I'm Jade Lewis and welcome back to ONTV Update. This past Wednesday, the men's lacrosse team continues to bounce back after they dominated yet another game, pulling down Broome Community College with a convincing performance.
Though the calendar says spring, temperatures are low and snow still surrounds the field, but the sports must go on. The Onondaga lacrosse program has held complete control of their league for more than the past 9 seasons, but their 5-season, 107-game win streak was snapped 2 weeks ago by Nassau Community College, losing by just 1 goal.
It definitely hurt a little bit, especially just thinking about how long it was going, but I think it definitely helped. It was a bit of a wake-up call for us. Definitely the big turning point for our season, and I would say that we've turned things around since then.
Since the streak-breaking loss, the men have now won 5 straight games after the annihilation of a Broome team that had no substitutes, allowing OCC to go up 12-0 at just the end of the first period. 3 of those 5 wins have had a margin of at least 25 goals. When the team doesn't worry about the competition, they start to look like their old selves.
We just have to run our systems, worry about us right now, not focus on the other team too much, just think about things internally and just really run our systems.
It's been so far so good with a new win streak already at 5. The team is focused and has their eye on another championship run. The fact that the streak was broken can be seen as a good thing for the program. It allows for new recruits and future teams to become motivated to build another, maybe even longer win streak.
I think it definitely, for new people coming in, for next year and the seasons to follow, definitely brings us back down to earth a bit. We're not gods. We're humans too. We have to work just as hard as everyone else does, and I think that'll bring more of a drive for people coming in.
The men ended up beating Broome with a final score of 29-4. Another commanding reminder that the reigning champs aren't on any sort of decline. From David W. Murphy Field, I'm Nate Scalisi. ONTV Update.
The LAZER'S play again this Wednesday, April 13th, at home as they face off against Herkimer College at 4 p.m. and continue a brand new winning streak. The OCC baseball team will be on the road, taking on Broome Community College tomorrow at 1 for a doubleheader. Sunday, they're home to play Broome again for another doubleheader. Be sure to check out the OCC Athletics website in case of game cancellations due to weather. Tuesday night, the UConn women's basketball team became the first team in college sports history to win 4 consecutive national championships. The win came over our own Syracuse Orange, 82-51. Cicero North Syracuse grad Brianna Stewart finished her college career with a championship for all 4 years she played. Brianna won the Most Outstanding Performer of the Year award for all of the team's championship runs, and she's almost guaranteed to continue her career in the WNBA. You know, even though the Syracuse men's team lost in the semifinals and the women's lost in the finals, I was still pretty impressed with the run that they had this season.
Yeah, they have a great fan base, and everyone I know was absolutely beside themselves when both teams made it to the Final Four.
Definitely a lot of people, including myself, didn't even have the men's team making it out of the first round. They really did well against all doubt.
Coming up, is vaping actually a healthy alternative to smoking cigarettes?
We're going to find out that and more after the break. Stay with us. You're watching ONTV Update.
Thank you.
My name is Darren Pikul, and I'm the Vice President Entertainment Programming in the Office of Student Leadership and Engagement. We plan events on campus, part of the Quad F plan in the fall and in the spring. I just really love being involved. You really need to broaden your horizons. It makes time fly. I think being involved really makes your college experience better. OCC is just it's a great stepping stone. The connections I've made here are everlasting.
I love OCC, and I've really been impressed with all of my students here. I teach natural hazards and disasters. I try to bring in real-world events to make what you learn in the classroom applicable to what you might read in the newspaper or see on the news or hear in the media. And then also trying to make it interesting, because sometimes science can be a little boring to folks. So I try to make it exciting, and so perhaps you don't even realize you're learning science.
The teachers here are excellent. I've had some really informative teachers. The lessons are pretty clear and the teachers are very social. It's a very social experience. I liked the facility a lot. I liked the studios, so I decided to come here. I've learned so much. I've learned an indefinite amount of material about architecture, and I only have more to learn. I would definitely say that this school is excellent for building a portfolio to move on in this major.
Are you eager for knowledge outside the classroom? Then visit Coulter Library. If we don't have the book you're looking for, we can get it on loan. We also have a wide selection of movies and music to enjoy on your study break. And our quiet study rooms allow you to work alone or with classmates in a private environment. We're extending hours during finals week until 11 p.m. so you can catch up on your work. Visit our website for more information. Take advantage of Coulter Library today. You'll never fail in your journey to succeed.
I actually was a graduate of the Mechanical Technology Associate's degree program here myself. Onondaga, without a doubt, puts the student first. We want our students to be successful. We want them to come back to us and say, yeah, what we learned in this program was great. What we're doing, we have a skill set now that I can make a good living with. www.sunyocc.edu for more information.
Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Nate Scalisi.
And I'm Michelle Hunter. With cigarettes containing over 4,000 harmful components, the newest fad, vaping, contains 3 ingredients. I went to find out what exactly vaping is and if it is in fact less harmful than cigarettes. Premium e-cigs and vapor provides an alternative to smoking cigarettes. Don Stevens explains how this is a healthier option for cigarette smokers.
Just like, essentially it's like a battery-powered cigarette. You know what I mean? It's the same effect as smoking without all the harmful side effects.
Don explains that vape juice contains 3 ingredients: propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin, and nicotine. There are 3 main parts to a vape: the battery, the tank or atomizer, and the liquid, where the nicotine level is the user's choice.
So if you start with a, let's say 12 milligram, which by the way is, that in itself is about 33% less nicotine than in your average cigarette. Let's say you start at 12 and you're at 12 for a couple months, then you can drop to 9 or even 6. And you're at that for a couple months, then you can drop to 3, and then eventually people get down to 0. And now they're just, the vaping 0, and you know, they're not addicted to nicotine anymore.
Vape juice gives smokers the opportunity to decrease in nicotine levels, and that's how Nick kicked his nicotine addiction.
I used to smoke about a pack a day, and then I switched to vaping, and now I'm on 0 nicotine.
According to Don, the flavor of the juice is the most important element of vaping.
When people come in here that are looking to quit smoking, I tell them the same thing. I'm like, the liquid is the most important part, because everybody, you know, taste is so subjective. If you find a liquid that you really, really enjoy, I can almost guarantee you'll never smoke again.
Yeah, she's so cute. Vaping is normally used as a means to quit smoking cigarettes. It is not suggested that a person starts using nicotine if they are not already subjected to the harmful carcinogens of cigarettes.
Big Central New York renovations are to come soon, with the new budget for New York State being $27 billion specifically for roads, bridges, and other projects. We will be seeing renovations right here in Syracuse. The biggest project so far will be replacing the I-690 bridge between Beach Street and Teal Ave. According to Department of Transportation spokesman Gary Holmes, this bridge replacement will mean safety for decades to come. Governor Andrew Cuomo explains that this is the first of a series of renovations for I-81.
A lot of us love ordering delivery, but are you tipping drivers enough? Sean Dalton tells us how a decent tip and a nice smile can help make your deliveries faster in the future.
Andrew Whitbread is a driver for the local pizza chain, Cam's. He's often tipped poorly, even though drivers depend on tips for their living.
A bad night on like a Friday or Saturday would just be when it's really busy, and then you end up with like $20 after taking like upwards of 10 deliveries.
Making deliveries to people's houses puts wear and tear on a driver's personal car. After all, they drive in any conditions, whether it's sunny or snowy. Part of the reason they depend on tips is because any maintenance required as a result of their regular strain on their vehicle is covered by the driver themselves, not their employer. But how does their income compare to, say, a server? According to state law, the minimum wage for servers is $5, while for drivers it's just a little bit more at $6.80. But servers get tipped 15 to 20% on average, whereas drivers only get tipped a mere 5%.
I think we perceive that, or we are knowledgeable that waitresses and servers are not paid as much, from their employers, not understanding that, if they don't make, at least minimum wage in tips, their employer is obligated to make up those differences.
What many people also may not realize is that on a busy weekend night when a driver takes multiple deliveries at a time, they may prioritize your order based on how you treated them the last time. Be it good or bad, they generally remember.
Like there's certain houses that you're just like, ugh, it's this person, they're gonna tip me bad. But then there's some people you're like, yeah, I wanna take this.
From Camillus, I'm Sean Dalton, ONTV Update.
According to Grubhub, the minimum of drivers should be tipped is $2 to $3, or the standard 18 to 20%, if the weather is bad or if your order is over $15.
Recently, a poll was taken for the internet to name an expedition boat. The name had no restrictions, so it gave free rein for anyone to name the boat whatever they like. Some of the boat names included Boaty McBoat Boat and the Destroyer of Worlds. However, those who suggest names that could be offensive to others will be removed from the polling. The boat name will be chosen on April 16th.
Jasmine Knighton is back now with the weekend weather forecast. How's it looking?
Well, it's not looking like spring, that's for sure. Regrettably, for today and tomorrow, we're going to be expecting snow with a high of 30s and low of 20s. Sunday, it will be mostly cloudy and cold with a high of 33 and low of 26. Unfortunately, the temperature is not going to get any higher than today for this weekend. Hopefully, we'll see some snow next weekend.
I mean, I really hope that the weather holds off for the baseball and softball games this weekend. It would be kind of awful to have to play in the snow.
I don't know. Just because it's like snowing today or tomorrow, it might have to be canceled, but I guess we'll see when the time comes.
Well, if it does get canceled, there's always Luke Bryan tomorrow night, ladies. He's playing at 7:30 at the Carrier Dome.
That's right. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, you can still get your tickets on resale.
Oh. Well, how about that boat expedition? If you had to pick a boat, what would you name it?
Definitely not Bodie McBoat.
Yeah.
Maybe Destroyer of Worlds. That one's kind of funny.
Yeah,
I like that one,
it's a
you
little
know?
bit more
Little
intense.
Star Wars type thing.
Yeah.
I would name it SSR Michelle Hunter.
There you go.
Pretty
That
creative.
seems like a little bit more reasonable than the other ones.
All right. That's it for this week's On TV Update. On behalf of all of us on the On TV Update team, thanks for watching.
Remember to tune in next week for another edition of On TV Update. Have a nice weekend, everyone.